Guys. So I was like, maybe I'll get ready and look presentable before I do this video, but I don't think you guys really mind. But I just wanted to share something with you that happened to me. It was like 2.5 years ago, actually, and it really, I don't know, it really, I think opened the door to my super strong walk with the Lord, I guess. Like, I think it's one of the biggest tests that I ever went through in my life. So when I had my revelation when I was 17, the Lord told me I'd be known for my voice. And if you go watch my testimony, you know what I mean. He made me specific promises, and this was like the last one to be fulfilled. It's being fulfilled now for my testimony, but at the time, you know, since I'm a singer, I thought I'd always be famous. I just always thought I would be on a reality show, or I just wanted the world so bad. I wanted that fame. Now I could care less, but it's just something that was a goal of mine back then. Austin and I were dating, and, you know, things were really, really, really rocky. And at this point in our relationship, I fell back into drinking. God didn't let me stay addicted, but I did fall back and for a little bit, and drank and was hanging out with the wrong people. And Austin was drinking, and it was like a very violent point in our relationship, and, you know, a lot of deception happened and some cheating, and just stuff was not good. But anyways, I was at work, and this guy comes in, and he had an Italian accent, and he had our ad from our tanning salons. So my mom used to own tanning salons, and on our ad, in the paper, or I mean in the magazine, was this like gorgeous Brazilian woman. So he came in and he's like, you know, I'm a producer for films, or no, he didn't say that. He said, do you know where to find this girl? And I was like, no, I don't know who she is, you know. It's like kind of creeped out. And I was like, can I ask you, like, why? Why do you know, she's just some random. And he was like, well, I'm doing a film, and I would like to speak to her for a role. I think she'd be a really good fit. And I was like, okay. So we started talking, and I found out that he was a producer, and he owned, I won't say, but he owned a major production company and worked with like major producers in Hollywood, and was connected with Raging Bull Entertainment, and just like these random people that used to work with like Michael Jackson, and he was friends with Rihanna's manager at the time, and, you know, just all this stuff. So we started getting to talking, and I was like, whoa, this guy's like really legit in the music industry, in the film industry. And he was looking for a role with Leonardo DiCaprio, and I forgot what the movie was called. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. Lucky Luciano or something like that. I forget. But there was this like 2-second little speaking role that, like, I forget. But anyways, we started talking, and I was like, yeah, I'm a singer, and I wanted to act and do all this stuff, and he was talking to me. He's like, really? So we like met up, and he started like, telling me he owned all these hotels and would show me blueprints and like pictures, and he was just like this really cool, calm, collected guy. And he was like, I sang for him, and he's like, you have a lot of potential. He's like, we could really use you. And he was like stoked, and I was like, I'm ready. So I started meeting with like all these producers, and I would go to like meet with his lawyers in Newport Beach, and he was going to take me and fly me out to London and do all this stuff, and I was going to be like his wing girl, and he was pretty cute. He's in like his mid-40s, and, totally wealthy beyond, he was rich. He has the first 5-star resort and casino in not Bahamas, I think the Caribbean. So anyways, he was pretty much saying how he could offer me, like Rihanna jumped to fame pretty much overnight, and he had the connections like Rihanna's manager, and we would meet up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go running on the beach, and I had long extensions, my eyelashes done, and I was in the best shape of my life, and he wanted me to just condition myself, and he was teaching me how to speak in front of people, because he wanted to prepare me to meet the big dogs, he would call them. And so after I was meeting with all these people, in my mind I was like, okay, I'm going to have to break up with Austin, because he says that I'm going to have to travel a lot, everything would be paid for, and he was going to invest $500,000 in me to record an album and meet up with lyricists and stuff like that. And this was like big time. This was a dream come true for me. And so after about like 2 months of meeting up with him and conditioning and doing all this stuff, I was planning to break up with Austin because the relationship wasn't going anywhere anyways. And so this one time I remember we met up with his like a business partner of his at this really nice restaurant on the beach. And on the way back, he's like, you know what? I'm investing all this stuff in you. Like, what are you going to invest in me? And he's like, we should have a relationship by design. And I already knew that he had made, you know, several girls around, like he's only in the United States, you know, a few times out of the year. He travels so much, and he has houses all over the place. And he actually hooked a few girls up that are younger, with jobs, and they're making very good money, and he's really put a lot of people in the right direction, and I knew that for a fact. And he was super legit, and pretty much said he was falling for me. He's like, I really like you, and he's like, you know, you can't really expect anybody, especially in this entertainment business, that you're not going to put anything forward, you know, like, and pretty much was wanting to have sex, but wasn't like aggressive or anything. And he was pretty cute, and I was like, okay, Austin and I are doing well anyways. I was driving in the car and I broke down, started crying, and I was like, I really thought this was a blessing from God. And Satan just like pulled the wool over my eyes, and I dropped him off because we took my car, and I dropped him off at his place, and he's like, well, just let me know. So then I drove to Austin's. I pulled down the street, and I was like gonna go use some drugs that day. Like, it was just like a 2 or 3 week period of just, you know, kind of falling back into sin and stuff. And then I was so sad. I was bawling my eyes out, and I get to Austin's house, and I go inside, and I'm like, I didn't say anything because Austin knew like how hard I was working towards like making it big with this guy. Like, this was my dream come true, and I was going to be famous, and I was going to make music like I always wanted to, and this was my big shot. And I, like, down the street from Austin's house, I called the guy and was like, look, I can't do anything, like, have a nice life. And he's like, are you sure? He's like, you know what you're giving up right now. He's like, you're a beautiful girl, Brie. You have so much going for you. We could really use you. He's like, but I understand, you know. He's like, there's many other girls that would die to be in this position. And I told him, I was like, I can't do it. You know, I can't. Like, I thought about God, and honestly, I almost did it because it was in my mind. I could, like, hear demons say, you guys are going to break up anyways. Austin will never know. It's only one time, you know. And so anyways, I like, take an Oxycontin down at Austin's house, and I didn't get high. I couldn't get high from it. It was so weird. And got high and drunk, and Austin and I got in the biggest fight we've ever gotten that night, and I got belligerent, and we got in a major fist fight, and we're like tackling one another, and I ran down the street and like cut my arm up all gnarly. And it was just really, really gnarly. Like, I had gashes all over my arm because I was drunk, and I just could hear like these demons talking to me. And I realized that was the biggest test I ever went through, because that was God saying, here's everything you've ever wanted in your life, to be famous and to make music and to meet up with Rihanna's manager. Like, that was the next step. That's what I was going to go fly out and do, and to turn it all down. Because, okay, I'm gonna do a part 2 because I don't want this to cut me off. So I'll do a part 2. Okay, bye.